Hello and welcome to another episode of A Build a Day. Today, it's a little bit different because I'm using mods. Okay, I'm going to say that immediately. This is a modded build. All of the links are in the description if you want to use them. The primary ones are the amazing Create mod. Brilliant mod, and Chipped, which is also a very cool mod. Loads of really interesting blocks and stuff. And there's also, I believe, Decorative Blocks, which adds, what it sounds like, a load of decorative blocks, beams, chairs, whatever. Basically a load of stuff that is really cool. And I don't think they detract from the vanilla experience, which is why I'm using them. I think they add on to it. They add things that, quite frankly, I would quite like in the game. Like moving windmills, which we have on the side of this build, and it looks really cool. I have called this build factory, a factory. Mostly because I didn't really know what to call it. It's kind of a factory, but when have you ever seen a factory that is powered by a windmill? When have you ever seen that? So it's maybe playing with what a factory is, but you'll see. I do some technical create steampunkin stuff. It's very cool. And my main inspiration for this build came from Tango, Corrales, Zedaf, B-Dubs, and Scar, and they're all working on a Create series right now. That's really cool. I highly recommend it. They basically are using the Create mod on a multiplayer server with a bunch of other mods and stuff, and it's really cool, the stuff that they're able to do, especially Tango. He's good at redstone, but he's really good at Create. He understands it definitely better than I do, better than probably anybody else on that server, to be honest. But the coolest thing I think that Create adds is trains. You can have trains and they move. They can be designed basically however you want. It is super cool. You can also have windmills, you can have water wheels, you can have factories. You can literally automate pretty much anything you can think of. A tree farm? No, you don't need TNT jupers anymore. Just use a sawmill. Just use a saw. Perfect. Mining. Do you find mining large areas and quarrying out for stone boring and tedious? Not anymore, because now there's a contraption for that. Crafting. I believe there's an auto crafter in it. There's definitely auto storage, which is super cool. But there's also, you can automate production of various items, which is really cool. Especially because it looks cool and it is cool. So, plus it adds a load of new blocks like limestone and various different forms of stones and stuff, and they look really good. And then the Chipped mod adds the wood that I'm actually using here. So the stuff that I'm placing in underneath the floor, that is from the Decorative Blocks mod. But the floor and the wood trim around the bottom of the interior walls, that is from Chipped, and I love it. You can have so many different designs. It basically applies every single texture, like type of texture. So if you wanted diorite with the cobblestone texture, like those shapes, but with diorite colors, you can have that, you know. And if you wanted, actually I don't think they've done deep slate. It needs an update. It definitely needs an update. It's only 1.18.2 right now, which is why I don't have any shaders on. I couldn't be bothered doing all of that. It was annoying enough trying to get all the mods to work, especially when I forgot Fabric API. It's basically necessary for every single Fabric mod. How did I forget it? I don't know. But anyway, what was I talking about? I've completely forgot what I was talking about. Oh well. Yeah, that mod's pretty cool. The mods, very cool. You can use them for so much stuff as well. Even like things that like aren't anything to do with like production, you can use like the create mod. It has like a section in the inventory called like create building blocks. That's a lie. That's a lie. All of them are building blocks. Like I think Corrales I think it might be his most recent create video, but there's one where he makes a train, and rather than like using blocks, he uses crushers to make the actual engine, the steam engine. It's really cool. I also found a perfect excuse to use smithing tables as a ceiling. If you don't know, the bottom texture of the smithing table is really nice, really cool, and it works perfectly here. It's like sort of like steampunky, industrial-ish vibes. It's really cool. I love the underside of pretty much all of the 1.14 and 15 blocks, because the beehive looks pretty cool. I quite like the underside of that block. But yeah, if you're looking for like an interesting, different roof, get pretty much any of the 1.14 village and pillage like workstations and put them up in the air and look at the bottom texture and just pick the one that you like the best, because they all look brilliant. I mean, obviously the grindstone is a little bit difficult to use and stuff, but you know, stuff like the stone cutter, for example. If you want a stone roof, like say you're in a basement or something and you want a stone roof that's like gridded, maybe it's like concrete, you know, perfect, absolutely perfect. It's beautiful. What else is there? There's like the looms. Looms are brilliant if you wanna do bookshelves. Obviously in 1.20, it's 1.20, isn't it? That they're adding chiseled bookshelves. The one that you can put the books in. That one allows you to completely randomize your libraries. But before that, and in this update, and I think in the future as well, if you can't be bothered making an absolute truckload of books to put in the shelves, make a load of bookshelves and then pops looms on their side, right? So the actual like loom bit texture is hidden by the rest of the bookshelves, and there's like two shelf looking things on either side and on the back, and they look like empty bookshelves, and you can just spread that throughout the actual shelf as a whole, and it adds a lot more detail. It's like a tiny little detail that adds so much. Yeah, here we're sort of doing technical stuff. So I've set up shafts and vertical gearboxes and various contraptions to convert iron ingots into iron sheets, and those are I can't remember what those are on the barrels, but they basically spit out items for you. And here we're gonna power it with a windmill. This will look janky at first. I still think it could do with some work, but I like it. I feel like it fits into the vibe. But when I initially build it, it basically looks like it's attached by like this tiny little thin stick, and it looks really dumb. But I got around that by using metal girders, which is another block that the Create mod adds, and they're like steel girders, and they look really, really, really cool. And you can use them with train tracks as well to create like bridges and stuff. And it's so cool. It's really, really, really cool. Train tracks is so cool. Yeah, that's sort of what I wanted with the windmill that I built in the village. Sort of what I wanted. Because it looks like a windmill. Unfortunately, we can't get that in vanilla Minecraft. But I think, looking at that and then looking at the windmill, I think I did a pretty good job, especially with the new roof changes. New roof changes to that are very good. There should be a new episode of that coming on Sunday, I think. Yeah, Sunday. So over the weekend, I'm going to record the next two village videos. They'll be coming out on Sunday and on Tuesday, because Saturday and Monday are Christmas episodes. We're going to get some Christmas episodes. I also need ideas. I need ideas for the Christmas builds. I have some ideas, obviously, like Christmas tree, Santa sleigh, etc. Various things. Maybe a huge present. Could work in like texturing, in ornate texturing and stuff. But I have ideas. I have some ideas. So we'll get a couple. In, and it's only 12-ish episodes. Although actually it might be more like 14 until we get to Christmas, because then there'll be an episode on Christmas Eve, an episode on Christmas, and an episode on Boxing Day. Get into the Christmas vibe. After that, obviously, it's the run up to the new year, and therefore not Christmas, because Christmas is the 25th. There you go, look at that. It's working. We'll get a better shot of it at the end of the video, but look at that. It's all moving on the inside, and unfortunately, I figured out that the conveyor was going the wrong way, so I added in a gear shift, which sort of flips the direction of rotation. Look at that! Oh, it's so cool. It adds so much life, so much needed life to your builds. Like, I cannot express how needed this is in Minecraft. But there we go, look at that. It's spinning. I love that. Anyway, the video is over. I hope you like the cinematics, and I will see you tomorrow.